Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another video session of Marquetry from Marquess Meubelkunst, showing some of the techniques that we use in making veneer work. It's very labour intense, but it is very satisfying. It's also quite therapeutic actually, as a skill, as a thing to do. Just touching some things up. And this is the front, this is the back. This shows you the effect that we've got here. This is the ribbon work I worked on. This is the sand shading I did for the rows, and this is some fine line work that I've actually put in to show like the leaves, the petals, and the stems, as you might say. Anyway, in this session we're going to put some corners, some edging on this, and for this I'm going to use a burr wood. It's strawberry veneer, or strawberry wood burr veneer, which means it's at the bottom of the tree. Good thing about burr, I love burrs, or wortels as they say in Holland, which is like a root. The good thing is that the grain structure, or the grain direction, is rather limited because it's rather curly, so it's easier to cut. But on the other side is it can be quite brittle, and also you can lose knots, can drop out, or they can crack. So it's got its pros and its cons. I find it a lot easier to use because of the lack of structure or direction in the burr itself. And also, to me, burr veneers is the marble of wood. It's the marble of wood. That's the only best way to describe it. So I'm using this veneer. I'm going to put it around the edge, and I'm only going to use a small amount, maybe 6-7 millimeters of an edge around this in this burr. But of course, I want it to wrap around the corners. I want it to make it look like it's solid. And if it was like this, it looks solid, you know. That's what I want to get, you know, because it's the same wood. You don't see the glue line as much. It looks solid. And technically, it's actually only MDF. So if I've got this piece like so, turn this over for now. I want to try and fold the wood over so that the edging, which is a different colour around here, is going to look solid. And basically, that's what I've got to do. I've got to keep these pieces together so that all the grain matches up, all the grain lines up, and it looks solid, okay? So you've got to bear that in mind. So that's 3 pieces. I've got to use 6mm, 12mm, which is thick, so I'll probably do about 13-14 to allow a bit of over edge on the edge, and of course another 6-7mm of the line, of the edging around here, okay? I'm using a contrasting veneer because I want it to stand out, and I want it to be burr effect, so I want it to look serious. I want it to look fascinating, you know. Every burr, every element in this tells a story, you know. You can look into this and see things, you know. It's beautifully featured. Okay, so moving on. I've got my line around, which is a guide to where I can cut, okay. Now, I can just put my ruler on here and cut down, that's okay. But remember the V effect from the knife. Remember that effect. It's going to cut in here, so the sharpest edge is actually going to be the waist. And the damage that's got a slight angle on it is going to be my pattern, my piece, my design. So I don't want that. I want to use the straight edge to create a straight edge on my veneer. So to do that, I'm going to turn it around like so, and then I'm going to cut. I'm going to use the straight edge of my ruler to create a straight edge in the veneer. Now, I've got some wood over here slightly, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to slightly bring it out a little bit and maximise on that, okay? I put my pressure down. I've got my knife. It's all under control. I put my blade in, cut across. And I just cut across. Try and use the ruler to guide you, okay, and let the knife do the work. I see people almost jabbing in and dragging it along. Let the knife cut. Let it do its job. And the good thing is, if you do it light enough, you create like a guideline. And that guideline will just follow the wood all the way through. Will follow the wood all the way through, so you're not going to be doing this, you're not going to be following. It's okay on this wood, which is quite supple, but for woods like teak that are very hard and very tricky, they will break along its weakest point in the veneer, and they will cause you heartache, they will cause you pain, they will cause you so much grief. There you go. One edge done. Now that I've got this, I now want to basically cut my, that can go away, I want to cut my piece, okay? Now I did have around here a little jig. Where have you gone? Okay. What I'm trying to say is, just one of those days really. Here you are. What you can do, you can make a little jig or a little template, and I pre-measured this. I've allowed 6mm, 13mm and 6mm. And these are the 3 points that I need to fold around, like I just said earlier, okay? So to make it easy for you, if you're doing a lot of them, you can do, you put your jig up to one end here, and the other, like that, and just use it to guide. Once you've got the two ends done, then you can cut with your knife. I might turn this around at this stage. Go. There you go. Nice, firm, steady, controlled strokes, and you can hear it crackling. Oh, there you go. That's great. Now sometimes you do get them it chipping out in places because it is bare, but that's not too bad. And what I'll do with this, I will basically cut a line at 6mm, 12, and that will fold around. That will basically fold around my, go there and then fold over the MDF, 12mm, and then back again, so it looks it'll be all consistent. At this stage though, it's probably wise to put on some tape, because you will be cutting it up at some point. Put some tape across like that, okay? And that means that when you do actually cut it, your tape will all line up and you know where it belongs, so that you don't mix and match them up. Because the idea of this is that you're trying to emulate solid wood, and solid wood go all the way through itself. If you start to mix and match them, the colour lines aren't going to match up that good, and you'll see that it looks rather odd. You want to create that solid wood effect. Anyway, that's about all I've got time for in this video. You're going to see me now create these lines, and you will see again what I've been up to. Keep in touch with us on YouTube. Look me up on Facebook or on Twitter. And I hope you enjoy the videos, Marqueterians and furniture lovers. As for me, I gotta go and get back on with this. Ciao for now.